Hello everybody, Lord Root here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play City Skylines. So, we lost our game, it looks like, which is a bit unfortunate because, we made a fair amount of progress. I was more than certain that I saved it, but, that having been the case, I think we're going to do a new game, maybe. Or maybe we'll just continue on from here, maybe. Hard to tell what we should do. This gives us an opportunity, I think, to more carefully consider our actions, maybe. But, that's rather discouraging, so I'm going to maybe start on a custom map. So, let's quit to the menu. And let's maybe do the Settlers of Catan, because we have this content manager here. The Catan map, I think, is going to be well worth it. Because, Settlers of Catan is a really fun game. And I think it would be good for us to try this. So, I've never done this Steam Workshop before. Not quite sure how. I gotta subscribe to it. Maybe, that will start to download pretty soon. I'm hoping so, at least. How big is it? Well, you know what, I will, get this installed real quick. And we shall return momentarily. Okay, we are back, and this didn't take too long for me to download. In fact, finished downloading about as soon as I shut off the video. And I actually did play through it once already. I canned the recording because of a very interesting user interface glitch, shall we say, in this particular game, because there's a lot of underwater stuff, right? It turns out running power lines underwater, or on water rather, is maybe not such a good idea. But I have ideas as for how we can handle this. And it's going to be something to the following. Let me just, real quickly, before we lose too much in the way of money, begin building. It's going to want us to begin building this road. Single road here. But I'm going to dispense with that and get me a minor refund. There is this corner here, which I believe would be very good for collecting water. And so we're going to do that. That's going to be our first priority. We go to the water here. We got this guy up here. You can, in fact, this isn't a bad place at all because wherever we put our poop, it will not interfere with this here. And I'm just going to put the drainage at the other end and have it flow out like that. Now this decidedly is not going to be the direction that we take everything. But I have an idea for how we could possibly approach this. And there's no real way for us to handle this part of it, but I was thinking, you know, we have these roads here, the 3-lane roads, and we're going to make this unidirectional. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to have this loop here that essentially is going to run around the entire tile. And this will sort of be our fast access lane here. Lots of industry will be here on the outside, at least for now. And I'm going to go ahead and take the liberty of setting up an anchor point here. Well, if I can, rather. Getting these guys routed is somewhat counterintuitive, but it's necessary. If for no other reason than the fact that there is no way to get under the water here. So we'll have this point here, and we will have, I guess, this point here. And that'll give us a way to anchor these guys down. We could put this on an independent grid so that we do not run out of water. And what I'm going to do here maybe is I'm going to just get us a little connection outward here. If we can get that to go. Really quite finicky. But it'll have to do for now. And the idea is going to be that we could run it over this bridge here. I'm not going to bother with that. No, don't delete that. There we go. It would probably be better for us to run that on the outside here. though I do not believe that will be possible. Now, there was a way of us doing this that would have not involved what we're doing now. So can we possibly... Ooh, we can. Okay. Well, that's better than the way I was trying to do it. This is going to be an artifact of our design for now. Unfortunately, we are having problems getting this to snap to the, Oh, there we go. Aha. There we go. Everything is connected now. And that did take a while for us to do. But not having any water to hook these guys up is really quite fantastically bad. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy here. It'll provide us some power. As will that. And actually, it's not a bad place for us because of the noise pollution. So, that is our power infrastructure. Let's maybe talk about something else here. It goes without saying that we cannot really get on this loop here. However, it will be possible for us to do something kinda like this, but it'll require a little bit of thinking on our end. And really, we want to make sure that whatever way we're going, we have a way to turn around. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this guy up here. And we'll use this guy as a rough guide. Now we're going to get this issue where nobody will really turn around here because of the placement of this loop. However, as a guide, I will use this. And we'll sort of have this two-way thing going on here to where, you know, we can go through, we can upgrade these roads later on. We just want to make it to where the hex, when we meet up on it, is more or less centered. So this, I presume, is the center. And that means we now have a place where we can aim. And then in the center of this tile, what we'll do, we'll create one more of these guys. Well, maybe. Unfortunately, there is no way in. There's a way out, though. So one of these completed areas will be a sector. And we can utilize that to give us access to the rest of our deal here. And give us an idea of precisely what it is that we will be doing. This guy does not appear to be. Oh, it's powered. Alright. We need water, though. Water is going to be a lot easier to deal with. At least from our end. And we'll put the vein in here, that water. Okay. Well, I'm going to begin building up this town, I think, and I will be back whenever we have everything ready for people to move in. Okay, we are now back. I think everything is reasonably set up, although we could possibly get rid of some of this, because we still need to route power over here, and that could actually be a bit of a problem. But as you can see, we do happen to have this little roundabout in the center, and I am not too... You know, we can make the money we need for the power line just by, I think, taking these connection points out of the roundabout and expanding that way. We can, of course, afford these guys here. So we should make all haste connecting up our power. We also have, in addition to this, we have some commercial districts here that we'll use. Okay, so let's fire this guy up. There's demands to come in. And we are presently in debt. But people are developing. We cannot, unfortunately, take out a loan. I don't think that comes until one of our next milestones. We managed to somehow get 380 people. Then I think we'll do okay. We're going to have to run forward just a little bit. But with no real place to go here. Oh, we have settlers now. We just need to make it past this first milestone. Which will be slow going for us because we have people without water and no place to work. Yes, yes, I know. Quit complaining, will you? They do tend to do that. And chances are we will have to get bailed out pretty soon because we are in a magnificent amount of debt. Because I did build a little bit too, oh, how shall I say it? A little bit too extravagantly. Maybe, you know, maybe what I could do. Can I get a refund for this? Well, it's too late to worry about the refunds now. Our only choice is to run time forward. And maybe hope that in doing this, that these guys will have enough faith in us. So we are already beginning to fail catastrophically here. Though they're dealing with it. Because really the lack of power here is, well, you know, we may end up in a bit of a rough spot here because we simply do not have the number of people we need. It is already March. And I'm just waiting for these buildings to become abandoned. But the first thing we do once we hit this milestone, if we can get around this issue, and in fact, we are going to probably want this. I was kind of hoping to avoid packing these guys too densely. But we'll take out a loan almost immediately. Because we simply cannot afford to upgrade this. Well, I wanted a dystopia. And that is precisely what I've gotten. You know what, though? Something I've neglected to think about is, you know, we don't have any work here. I have perfectly good power here. And we just have to reach that magic 300. Now, eventually, this is going to get rezoned. Yes, I know there's an abandoned building. Y'all just keep on moving in. 'Cause you know what? Oh. I can get y'all set up once get past this. Y'all just keep on keeping on. Well, at least we have the power issue figured out. We'll raise a couple of these buildings here. And I think we're almost where we want to be. Little hamlet. Well, there we go. First thing I think we want to do is maybe take out a loan. Because we are in dire need of it. And once we get this guy going, it should be nothing to get him set back up. But there is, of course, this issue with water that we must take care of almost immediately. I'm also kind of curious to see, you know, I'm going to put in a landfill for now. But I think doing this, we will have to be careful not to set ourselves rather up for more in the way of problems. Now, how is it that we can deal with this power issue? Because we're already beginning to stress our power, I believe. Oh, we got a fair amount of it. But we really want to be careful with that. Well, I'm going to start maybe by putting this power plant in. Maybe somewhere back here. It's either that or the garbage. I think actually we may even be... Yeah, we'll put the garbage back there actually. We'll get the power plant in here. And maybe hope that this will be okay for the time being. And then of course we will have to rezone. Now the approach I've been taking is I'm going to have these little side roads here that will allow us to go ahead, get these guys taken care of. And I'm hoping that, you know, this landfill we can get that for $4 grand. I think that will be excellent. that's what's going on there, I believe. We just need to, as much as I hate to do this, what are we occupied by? Water is what we need next. Because brownouts are unfortunately inevitable the way we're doing these things now. And we really would like to... Oh, what is it occupied by? We really would like to have something like this. But we're at least at the point now to where we have... You know, we've grown quite a bit. Why don't we take advantage of that fact? And begin populating this area. As well as we can, at least. It's not going to be the easiest thing for us to do. They're a little bit angry with us, but you know what, they can be angry if they want to be, doing them a favor. So, yeah. And not enough money. Let's run the clock forward. Just a little bit. We do happen to have more space for zones here. And you know what? I'm gonna D-zone this. And turn this into commercial land. Because it's rather important that we have it. I'm using this trick here to where our commercial... Oh! Well, this is no good. We're in debt again. Well, clear up some of these abandoned houses here. And make things a little bit easier. And why don't we fast forward while we're at it? There's really nothing else we can do at this point because of the way that I've designed this. Although if we go to our budget here, we've got plenty of power. We can turn that down. But we can turn that down a lot. Well, there's certainly no place for us to expand to at this point. But one thing we can do, except we don't have any money. Let's try connecting these two. And you know what? These needn't be perfect, because I can always go in later on and bulldoze. And we already have an idea that this is where we want some of this to be anyhow. We're very, very slowly paying off this debt now. It's probably not good that I took the loan out so quickly. But, yeah, I mean, let's see, our next milestone is probably 1,000, I bet. Oh, 750, we may actually get to this more easily than I previously thought. We'll just have to be pretty wise about this. I mean, we are out of debt, and if we look at our power, we have plenty of room to grow. We can expand our power budget just a little bit. How about our water? These guys are unfortunately going to have to wait on the water. It'll take everything we have. But we're out of debt now. And that's a good thing. just happen to have this need as opposed to complete our road here. We should actually have enough to do that now. Because, you know, I'll tell you, that's the thing we have to watch out for is we have to watch out for the fact that we're not really as densely packed as I would like. No, 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 don't do that. Let's pause it real quick and make sure that we've got this pretty much where we want it. There we go, this is all residential. We have more room for people to move in. And before too long, education will be something to think about. Not just education. We will want to expand the sector here. Possibly make it a little bit better than it currently is. So, yeah, let me just see how far along we are. It seems like I haven't made the best decisions here, and these guys are lacking workers. But we'll be able to get around that, I think. You know, we'll just have to be very careful about the way we approach it. I think this curved segment here is not going to be the best thing for us. However, we have this buffer here. Oh, nice, nice. We have reached the status of being a worthy village. That is not quite what I want it to be. I'm gonna dezone that. Maybe. Go away. I want that to be commercial on the outer rim here. And here's a question, can we reclaim some of this land? We have decided to, to utilize for our own nefarious purposes. Yeah, probably. Probably need to start thinking about education and healthcare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this fire station here, pretty close to the center of town, because we will be needing that soon. That's, what, 1,500? I have a choice between school, the health clinic, and the fire station. And really, I think the school will be the easiest for us to accommodate. For sure. But, you know, I don't know about that. One thing I do know is our grid is sufficiently connected. Really should be. Just have to target it and encourage more people to move in, really. I think we will also be able to get rid of these power lines here, given our connection. I guess everybody isn't completely connected, but that'll just have to do for now. And, maybe the same here. I think we can take this guy out. Possibly do something with that. Well, maybe we still want a closer connection here. I think if we go back and pause, that should get us about where we want to be. Go back to zoning here. Should have plenty of commercial. Just undo this and go back and set that up. So there we go. We'll have residential on the inside here. And we will have commercial on the outside. And this should dramatically improve things, because now there will be more land. Now what's our next milestone? And in fact, I think we should consider expanding. And the fact that we have industry over here, at least I would think. Let's take a look at our resources. We could make this entire guy over here farmland if we buy this hex. And that could be quite lucrative for us, because we would not need much in the way of industry there. There's also logging over here, but I would have to build roads. I'm not so willing to do that. So let's go here, see what it would cost us to buy this hex over here. And again, this one is in a pretty good spot. There we go. That way we can get some industry going out here. Some natural industry, as it turns out. And we can just sort of run the simulation forward on that, because we do have a little bit of demand for industry, and I want to... My whole plan here is that these guys are going to come down here to this hex, and they will do their thing by, you know, doing all their logging. Although, I think that was a stupid idea, because we have no means yet to really do anything about that. Let's zoom in and see. We could break this train line here, and I think I will do that. And we can feed these guys, or we can get rid of these guys here. Because, let's face it, it's not as if we have any real use for trains right now. Trains are, in fact, going to be quite a way away from what I understand. So, we will take that. Maybe move all of our industry over. That, of course, means that we'll need to do more with the power situation here. But what I'm going to do in the interim is I'm going to have me a little one-way deal here. Where these guys can turn off. And that will get them access to this very dense industrial area that we don't have enough money for yet. Better change this to back and forth. Kind of an interesting thing going on here, because there is no way to turn around here, is there? Oh, I mean, I guess they could technically come around here, but that wouldn't be good. Let's see how the power situation's doing. We got a ton more power here than I would have thought that we would have needed. let's go back up here and see how we are progressing. There's a shortage of workers here. I mean, I guess at least we are making a certain amount of money. Okay, there is our... There's our other thing there. It's just covered by the trees. And let's not upgrade that. Oh, it's a nod to Lord British. That's kind of cool. I'm fully expecting this to cause a traffic jam, because there's no real way for these people to get on and off. There we go. Let's see how people react to this. I mean, fortunately, the power situation isn't so bad here. Having the things that we do here is not so bad. However, we do want to go ahead and take care of this whole job creation thing. And I did not plan this out too terribly well, I don't think. Oh yes, fires. And we can't really do anything about it because we don't have a fire department. And we won't have a fire department for a while. Well, that's okay, we just got a bonus. Oh, you can't bulldoze that. I think the best place for a fire department would probably be around. Or maybe we'll have to plan. That should make everybody somewhat happy. I am hoping, at least. And, yeah, we will get this guy set up, I think. I'm gonna go for a more grid-like approach here, because we do have districts now. I don't think we can begin getting our forestry going. So we'll deliver power down there. We might, you know, we might even consider at this point the possibility of us putting up a shortcut to some of these zones here, because, something we really have not done. And we really should consider that. Let's see what else we can do. Can we make this entire guy here a district? Yeah, we can make it a district. And we can meet that industry demand and make a ton of money in the process. But why don't we make this other X a district too? Yeah. We'll go ahead though, and we will begin at least getting some industry down here. This is going to be the logging industry. And in the logging industry, we will need to consider a number of things. I'm personally going to make this road here branch out. And that'll provide us some means to go ahead and do the things we need to. Such as increase the power. Let's get ourselves some industry zone. and that could be something that could work out quite nicely for us. We had just a little bit more. But we could have an independent power station here as well. Need our industry demands, and we will just totally get rid of that industry up there. It will no longer be necessary. As for our water situation, I think we would be very good getting these guys water. So let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, aside from the fact that we could end up in a situation where these guys do not get power. Can we get any development going here? Oh, excellent. We've leveled up a building. Okay, don't get your knickers in a twist. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna have issues with crime shortly. Yep. What do you mean, why am I cutting down all of the trees? I'm making an industry that is dedicated to trees. Like the one that's just popped up now. There we go. More and more on the way of jobs, for sure. Would definitely be nice. And we'll have to create a police station to handle this. But unfortunately, I think we will be pretty close to done here in a bit. Despite the fact that we do have trees. Maybe we can do something here to make this a little bit easier. Definitely one thing I do have to say is that the highway system, ooh, we are overrun with crime. Well, that deserves taking care of real quick. we need for that is 1,200. And unfortunately, I used that loan already. We just need to move forward a little bit. I don't think that this is quite as bad as the last time. But we do need a slight amount of money to deal with this. Definitely given the fact that there is no longer a police station. People will start moving out because they are unhappy. So before I leave this going, or off rather, yes, I know I've got to do other things first. How's our industry doing down here? Why is there a farm there? Okay. There we go. Well, we'll leave it here for now. Maybe I will do some expansion later on. But the cops will catch everybody, hopefully. And we will be able to expand, even though we're in the negative. So, this has been Thy Lord Orent, and I will see you later.